Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we're in Regent's Park.
On a foggy morning.
Very foggy morning.
It's beautiful.
Proper London foggy morning.
Yeah.
Behind us is the lake in Regent's Park.
Serpentine.
No, that's in Hyde Park.
Oh.
Would you like to try again?
It's a lake in Regent's Park.
Oh yeah, the lake. And we're underneath willow tree.
Willow.
I don't know if it's considered a weeping willow, but it's like a willow tree. I love these kind of trees. And
sorry, I'm just making sure no bugs crawl on my skirt or anything.
And we're sitting on a tree stump, which probably used to be a branch of this tree. And anyway, we just found a semi-quiet spot. Of course, behind us is the main park walkway.
Yeah.
Through Regent's Park. But we're going to read the Srimad Bhagavatam. So would you like to begin?
It's Canto 3, Chapter 30, Text 13. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Just as a big shout out to two devotees who are regular viewers, Mahamantra Prabhu and Lucy from Canterbury. Yeah, so we met them yesterday in person.
Nice to see you both, spend some time with you.
I hope you got back to Folkestone okay. Okay, text 13. Seeing him unable to support them, his wife and others do not treat him with the same respect as before, even as miserly farmers do not accord the same treatment to their old and worn-out oxen. Purport. Not only in the present age, but from time immemorial, no one has liked an old man who is unable to earn in the family. Oh dear. Even in the modern age, in some communities or states, the old men are given poison so that they will die as soon as possible. In some cannibalistic communities, the old grandfather is sportingly killed and a feast is held in which his body is eaten. Oh.
Radhe Shyam. I don't remember this purport, man. This is serious stuff.
The example is given that a farmer does not like an old bull who has ceased to work. Similarly, when an attached person in family life becomes old and is unable to earn, he is no longer liked by his wife, sons, daughters and other kinsmen, and he is consequently neglected, what to speak of not being given respect. It is judicious, therefore, to give up family attachment before one attains old age and take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should employ himself in the Lord's service so that the Supreme Lord can take charge of him and he will not be neglected by his so-called kinsmen. What a wonderful purport. I would say that applies to all areas of life, and I would say that if one gets too comfortable or lost on this path of life, whatever that path you're taking, Krishna definitely comes in and shakes it up, shakes the rattle, and makes you realize it's only me that's going to look after you. I'd definitely say that.
Shakes the rattle and makes you roll.
Definitely.
That's my comment.
Yeah.
Anyway, I certainly don't remember this purport. Pretty hardcore, you know. But it's I guess, you know, either consciously true, people will accept it, or they, you know, deny it, but subconsciously,
yeah,
you know, people feel it's like a burden having an old, useless, you know, person or body hanging around.
Yeah. It's sad because that the person, and sometimes they may grudgingly look after someone, and I've seen it, you know, it's sad that that older person is aware, you know, you're aware and conscious when you're just a burden or just tolerated or just, and it's better just to leave if you can.
I can't imagine, you know, being if you live in that tribe,
Oh my God.
you know, and as you're getting older, and like, you know, for us, it's like 65 means retirement kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But in that tribe, as soon as you hit 65, you know, it's just a matter of time before they
Hunt you.
send you out and hunt
Hunger
you down
Games.
and eat you. You know, it's like, and I wonder if they, how, you know, maybe we're thinking of it like, oh God, that's terrible, but they might be thinking, you know, finally I made it to 65 so I can be hunted down and I can feed the rest of the villagers.
Oh, Krishna.
I mean, I don't know.
Krishna.
It's amazing how, depending on what, I guess, knowledge or information we put into our minds, it really affects the way that we think and perceive the world around us. So, okay, text 14. The foolish family man does not become averse to the family life, although he is maintained by those whom he once maintained. Deformed by the influence of old age, he prepares himself to meet ultimate death. There you go. Purport. Family attraction is so strong that even if one is neglected by family members in his old age, he cannot give up family affection, and he remains at home just like a dog. In the Vedic way of life, one has to give up family life when he is strong enough. It is advised that before getting too weak and being baffled in material activities, and before becoming diseased, one should give up family life and engage oneself completely in the service of the Lord for the remaining days of his life. Therefore, it is enjoined in the Vedic scriptures that as soon as one passes 50 years of age, that's me, he must give up family life. See you later, mate.
Okay.
And live alone in the forest.
Like this one.
Yeah. Well, I'd have to live alone in the forest anyway because she ain't gonna live in the forest.
No. Later.
After preparing himself fully, he should become a sannyasi. To distribute the knowledge of spiritual life to each and every home. But of course, we know Srila Prabhupada explained in the Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter, verses 8 through 12, that giving up family and home is only if your family is materialistic, and even then it should be done very precautiously. What to speak of if your partner or your family are devotees, because the whole goal is, you know, and what to speak of, you know, to become a sannyasi means you distribute knowledge of spiritual life to each and every home. If you're already doing that in your family life, there isn't really a need to go to that next ashram, because you're already in the renounced order. You're already utilizing your life for its ultimate purpose, you know, so like that.
Yeah. Text 15. Thus he remains at home just like a pet dog and eats whatever is so negligently given to him. Afflicted with many illnesses such as dyspepsia and loss of appetite, he eats only very small morsels of food, and he becomes an invalid who cannot work anymore. Before meeting death, one is sure to become a diseased invalid, and when he is neglected by his family members, his life becomes less than a dog's, because he is put into so many miserable conditions. Vedic literatures enjoin, therefore, that before the arrival of such miserable conditions, one should leave home and die without the knowledge of his family members. This is so depressing, isn't it? If a man leaves home and dies without his family's knowing, that is considered to be a glorious death. Oh dear. But an attached family man wants his family members to carry him in a great procession even after his death. And although he will not be able to see how the procession goes, he still desires that his body be taken gorgeously in procession. Thus he is happy without even knowing where he has to go when he leaves his body for the next life. So it's very sad to go away and die and none of your friends and family know. How awful. But the thing is, some people do that. I saw that in the news the other day. This poor woman, she was found in her flat, and I think she'd been there like 2 years, so her body was all like decomposed, and they barely could. And like, it was in one London borough. She was complaining that, you know, there's not enough heating or this or that, and the council, they came and knocked on the door, and then they put a note on their system. We went there and we knocked on the door and we came back. Yeah, because she was dead. That's why she didn't open the door. And they meant more than once. And they found her sitting on a sofa, dead. Oh, it was horrible.
Okay, so as if the purport wasn't depressing enough, you know. We've got Bob's depressing bites here recently.
No, but this happens.
Cold, harsh reality of the material world.
It really does. People that live alone, people, you know, you should hopefully have someone that checks in on you, and because you live by yourself and you die, and then what? When's the next time because you didn't answer their WhatsApp or you haven't gone on Facebook for a while? How long is it going to take in this day and age? A lot of the communication is through the phone or social media or this. It's not like when I was younger and you go around to your friend's house. So when would be the time where I'd say, I haven't heard from so-and-so for a while, and they've been dead for 2 weeks.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I guess it's a cause for trying to create and generate a caring society where we look in on people who are old and not well, and
even young. Could live by yourself and
look after each other. But this is specifically
older.
Speaking about old people.
Yeah.
And often when we discuss devotee care, people say, yeah, it means about old people, sick people, or people who are on the verge of death. And it's true in one sense, just like we naturally look after children because they're so needy, and we need looking after. As you get old, you become like a child again, because you just, you can't go to the bathroom properly, you can't do this, can't do that, you can't eat properly, you have to eat mushy stuff, you have to,
Yeah.
It's like
you get pushed around in a pushchair
in a
or
wheelchair,
you know.
There's lots of similarities.
Yeah.
And so, we need to kind of try to create a
dignified,
caring society like that.
Yeah.
Okay, text 16. In that disease condition, one's eyes bulge due to the pressure of air from within, and his glands become congested with mucus. He has difficulty breathing, and upon exhaling and inhaling, he produces a sound like grr, grr, a rattling within the throat.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah, like that. 17. In this way, he comes under the clutches of death and lies down, surrounded by lamenting friends and relatives, and although he wants to speak with them, he no longer can because he is under the control of time. Purport. For formality's sake, when a man is lying on his deathbed, his relatives come to him, and sometimes they cry very loudly, addressing the dying man, "Oh, my father, oh, my friend," or "Oh, my husband." In that pitiable condition, the dying man wants to speak with him and instruct them in his desires. But because he is fully under the control of the time factor, death, he cannot express himself, and that causes him inconceivable pain. When he is already in a painful condition because of disease, and his glands and throat are choked up with mucus, he is already in a very difficult position. And when he is addressed by his relatives in that way, his grief increases. Yeah, it's challenging situation that we're all heading towards, you know. As they say, time is a one-way street. We're all heading in the same direction. Old age, whether you're 1 year old, 5 years old, 50 years old, everything in between. Yeah, so we should prepare for it consciously, not try to run away from it, hide from it, think that it's not going to happen to us. But we should have our consciousness prepared. And also, as we were discussing yesterday a little bit on this topic, that, you know, the community or the people around us, you know, we want to make sure we surround ourselves with the people whom we want to basically die with, I guess, right? You know, and whom we trust will help to look after us at that most important point in our lives.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be just to say that, okay, so now it's going to be a depressing life because I'm preparing for death, and because Krishna consciousness is such a blissful, happy process. So what it means is that we align ourselves very consciously with a higher purpose and process, and that in itself will definitely take away the fear and insecurities and anxieties of old age and death, and you'll live, whatever guarantee I can give my experience, it's a very happy life. So the point is, it doesn't mean you know, because sometimes you would say prepare for death, prepare for, you know, become detached, do this. It can be seen as negative because we don't have any experience or knowledge of what that the process is. It Krishna conscious or connecting with God or bhakti yoga, or it's not dry, it's not black and white, it's not just mono, there's so much happiness and laughter. And just yesterday when we're in Canterbury, it's just get a few devotees together, chant Hare Krishna, share prasadam, share some knowledge. That's a very fulfilled life, very content. So like that, but it is being conscious that I am getting older, I'm going to die. Is everything in place? Everything cool? Am I ready? Am I like that? It's just not living with blinkers, because even as devotees, they may temporarily get taken off when you come to Krishna consciousness, but then they definitely get put back on because we get comfortable. So then we just get into a comfort zone, and so we've got to consciously be hearing and reading in a way that we're not falling into an illusion, or even if it's a spiritual illusion, just getting like, we still need to keep moving with knowledge.
Powerful conversation, practical, cold hard realities of the material world.
Should we start? Only because this tree stump is getting very uncomfortable.
Okay, so we'll get unstumped here. And thank you all for your kind attention yet again. And please read the Srimad Bhagavatam. And like,
comment,
subscribe,
share.
See y'all later.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.